how to get a boyfriend fast. Hi, this is Ashley Kay, and in this special video, I'm going to be sharing my 4 tips on how to get a boyfriend super fast. Stay tuned. Tip number 1, learn to filter guys out faster. So a lot of women, I find, seem to go into dating assuming that everybody has the same belief system about dating and love, have the same upbringing, have the same core value system, will behave and act as she will. So for example, they often say, guys these days, they're so unappreciative, they're so rude, they just ghost you, there's no accountability. I would never do that. Okay, and they waste a lot of time and effort complaining about these guys, trying to figure them out or analyzing them. But I say, why are you spending all this effort on men who are clearly not the right guys? Okay, if you know on that level that this guy isn't it because he's not giving you the same energy, he's at a different stage in life perhaps, he may have different intentions to you, then why are you wasting the energy putting another thought into him? Okay, so learn to filter it out faster, and it's as simple as turning the remote off on your TV. Okay, just click a button, move on to the next one. Tip number 2, ask yourself, do you even like him? So once again, I see women stress themselves out asking, how do I get him to like me? How do I get him to call me? Why isn't he calling me? I thought we had a great date. Why does he only call me for hookups? Why can't he take me out on a date? Why can't we do more? Why isn't he that into me? And then I ask them, well, do you even like him? Because sometimes their actions to me are a little bit like they're disinterested, right? So, and then they answer, well, not really. Okay, and this is the part that is a little bit baffling. Okay, if you don't even like the guy that much, if you don't genuinely feel that strong of a connection, then why do you care so much? Why does it really matter whether he calls you again or he shows interest in you? You have to recognize when it's just your ego talking and you just want him, any man, to validate you, and when it's something you should be worrying about, like, if you really did have a connection, then he pulled away, then it's something, that's a different thing then. Tip number 3, be aware of your blind spot. So your blind spot is your insecurities, which, by the way, everyone has. So if you know, for example, you have a tendency to get a bit scared and want to run when a man shows a lot of interest, or you tend to want to sabotage things if things are going too well, then that's your blind spot. You need to be aware of that about yourself and be okay with that. Know that it's a common occurrence in what's normal for you. So that's where you need to kind of judge it. Is this normal for me, or is this out of the normal? Okay. So when you're aware of it, then you know you can sit with it and move through it. Kind of like you driving in your car and you wanting to go and change lanes, but instead of checking behind, checking to see your blind spot to make sure there's no car there so you can merge safely, if you don't know it's to check it, you're gonna hit someone, okay? And if you don't know your blind spot, you're going to continue to stumble and tumble over in dating, and it doesn't matter how many dates you go on, you're going to crash. You're going to end up alone if you're not aware of your blind spot. Tip number 4, before you go on your date tonight, before you put on your makeup and your dress, make sure you look at yourself in the mirror and give yourself a big smile and give yourself a compliment. So you may want to think back to the time where, look, I was really funny the other night with my friends. Like, look how funny I was, right? I was so funny that night. Or, when you did something, accomplished a goal that was really hard at work, and you feel really good about it. Perhaps no one else noticed, but you remember it being a hard goal. That's when you want to pat yourself on the back, make yourself feel good. Give yourself that compliment first. And then as you're putting on your makeup and, you're getting ready and putting on your dress and stuff like that, you want to do it lovingly, kindly, nurturingly, okay? Like you're massaging a baby, you know, because you want to get into the habit of feeding yourself, selling yourself on yourself before you go on a date where subconsciously, you know, we might be like, okay, is he impressed? Does he like me? When you go into that mode, that's probably because you didn't feed yourself first. You didn't compliment yourself. You didn't give yourself love first. So when you do that before the date, when you go to the date, then you can really go there to give value instead of just, okay, how can I, you know, how can I get this guy to like me? You know, does he like my makeup, my dress, how I look? Am I good enough for him? You know, all those questions, that kind of talk is very disempowering. Those things will make you feel small. You know, when we start to feel small, then we hold ourselves back. We can't be the best of ourselves. And in dating, you need to be like a flower that slowly opens up, right? There's some women, they may look like plain Janes, but guys will notice when they start dating these women, there'll be like a point in the relationship when it transitions into something more serious. These women, for whatever reason, they know how the right amount of vulnerability to show, the right amount of insecurity. And then at that point, they just kind of like blossom. They like really open up and they blossom like a beautiful flower. And that guy is, you know, like instantly fallen for them, because it's not about how you look on the outside. It's that when he gets close to you, can you handle the uncomfortableness to be vulnerable, to show a little bit of your insecurities and, you know, show him, okay, this is really me, but I'm okay with it. And then really blossom and then allow him to fall in love. Because a lot of women, I feel like they're so, it's all too much about, they put too much emphasis on the outward appearance, on how they look on paper. And then when they try to get close to someone, they hit that brick wall when they realize, oh, I still have to be vulnerable. I still have to show that I'm just a human being with flaws. Sometimes these women can't do it. They get scared. They don't want to get hurt. It could be past experiences or whatever. And then instead of opening up like a flower, they just kind of like shut down completely. And that's when things kind of, it might have been going great, and then it just kind of pitters out. The relationship just dies because because she's like clammed up like a shell and she's not willing to really let him in. And you know, a guy's not going to keep investing if you're clammed up like a shell. So hopefully that's been a good piece of advice for you guys. If you like this video, please like me. You can comment below, give me some feedback, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with more videos real soon.